No comment. I don't know what to say. I already know what most viewers think about this Skibidi Toilet prequel called Emergence, but don't be upset because episode 80 will be made in SFM under the full control of Dafuk Boom. I'm doing this review just for the sake of experiment, and it will be up to you whether I review the prequel or not. Your likes and views will determine this, and if there are a lot of them, I'll have to analyze it. Unfortunately, this is not the long-awaited 81st episode that everyone has been waiting for, but this series also had a very cool and unexpected start. Yes, the animation is, to put it mildly, not very good, but we are still interested in the plot and the undisclosed details that we would like to know about. Despite all the negatives in this animation, it's worth mentioning that there are secret details and even moments that will be useful to us in episode 80 and future episodes. Anyway, let's take it one step at a time. Today, we will find out what exactly happened at the Skibidi Toilet base, completely analyze the first episode of this series, and, based on this, try to guess what awaits us in episode 80. We will discuss the secret agent's new technologies and his plan written on the board, as well as figure out the purpose of the machine shown by the secret agent and speculate on how exactly it can decide the outcome of the war. We will also think about the future of this series and, at the end, briefly touch on the topic of Unreal Engine and SFM engines. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like, and let's get started. The episode begins with us seeing old episodes, as well as a voiceover that delivers a long monologue, talking about how he no longer remembers what the world was like before the invasion and before the machines entered the fight. It's not hard to guess that we're talking about Skibidi Toilet and the Alliance. Incidentally, at this moment, we are given a glimpse of Speakerman Titan 3.0, so let's briefly go over his appearance. On his back, there is a huge astro disc, which is most likely used for rapid movement, which is very useful since I didn't notice any jetpacks or other means of rapid movement. His head is now much larger and stronger, and the speakers are bigger and louder, allowing him to stun large targets such as the Astro Duchess, Astro Maser ship, and other similar targets. Speakers have also appeared on his forearm, and the core has also become larger and more powerful, making it a very powerful weapon in battle. Also, instead of the right arm, you can now see the outline of the Astro Claw, which was taken for study by TV Man in the distant episode 72, and has now been installed on the Titan Speakerman so that he can give a worthy rebuff to the Astro Toilets. I couldn't see anything else. So judging by the current updates to Speakerman Titan, we can safely say that he may be even stronger than Titan TV Man, whom we saw in part 3 of episode 67. Now let's get back to the voice. The voice continues, saying that every time he heard the Skibidi melody, he had to immediately cover his ears, which made him hate the song. This song turned so many people into Skibidi Toilets, and they didn't stop there. They grew, improved, and became stronger and more powerful. The Alliance was supposed to save people, but every time it got stronger, they got stronger too. War brought new wars again and again, but then came the heavenly people called Astro, which made everything much worse. They managed to take control of one of the best Titans and turn it into a big, scary monster. However, somehow the Alliance managed to prevent everything from being destroyed. Most likely, this refers to episodes 75 to 77, when Skibidi Toilets, together with the Alliance, gave a worthy rebuff to the Astro Toilets, preventing them from capturing the remaining lands and recapturing the former ones. For the last 24 hours, the secret agent has been sending a signal across the Earth. No one knows what it could mean, but he talks about a key that will unlock his greatest creation and urges the Alliance to follow his signal. The secret agent calls him Lucky and says he is the key to everything. It's not hard to guess that he's talking about Lucky Cameraman, who has this very key even before the events of episode 67 begin, so all he has to do is find the place where the signal is coming from, and the secret agent's greatest creation will be in the hands of the Alliance. But let's not rush things. The voice continues to speak. It says that after this, the war may end, and then explains that hope is a complicated thing. This is not surprising since the war in the universe has been going on for several decades, and during this time it is easy to lose all hope for a happy ending. The voice hopes that Lucky Cameraman will be able to follow the signal and find him, after which the secret agent's voice says, "Follow my signal, Lucky." The events take us to the abandoned base of Skibidi Toilet, or more precisely, to its square. We see the regular cameraman and detective cameraman handcuffed to the right of us, with TV man standing nearby. It is not yet clear why these two cameramen are handcuffed, but I think they were handcuffed after they tried to escape. After POV Speakerman says that there is still a very strong signal inside, which, as you might guess, is being transmitted by Secret Agent. After they manage to remain undetected by Astro Toilet intelligence, Cameraman tries to escape, to which TV Man imperiously orders him to stop trying to escape. POV Speakerman points to the hole below and says they need to run there, after which TV Man orders all four of them to run towards the hole. Then the image disappears for a second, and we are transported to the moment where Lucky Cameraman uses his key to open the door to the corridor from which the Astro Toilet guard has just flown out. The image breaks again, and we are transported to a new base, where we see characters already familiar to us, namely TV Woman, Chief Scientist Cameraman, and another Speakerman. The second cameraman hits the device against the table, thanks to which the broadcast returns to normal. Meanwhile, our heroes are already descending in the elevator that we saw earlier in Part 2 of Episode 68 and Part 1 of Episode 69. Everyone hides behind concrete blocks from another Astro Toilet, after which everyone clearly hears the phrase, "Follow my signal, Lucky," coming from the door to the right of the agents. Everyone enters a huge room where there are many Astro Toilets under the supervision of the Astro Mutant from Episode 78, who, apparently, has been repaired. Each of the Astro Toilets was watching two monitors showing images of the Secret Agent, and then an image transmitted by the POV Speakerman camera appeared on one of the monitors. TV Man is about to escape, and then he is shot right into the TV. Incidentally, this is the first TV man to die in the entire history of the series, both original and new. The surviving agents successfully shoot back and dodge all the shots from the Astro Toilets and run into some kind of room. It is immediately noticeable that something is happening to Lucky Cameraman's body, as it is completely covered in green sparks, which, as we know, belong to the Secret Agent. Immediately, an incomprehensible energy begins to emanate from him, forming a portal above, into which all the agents are thrown, after which they all find themselves in the same room. The corpses of scientists are visible everywhere, which once again proves that the Skibidi virus originated on the territory of this huge complex. On the floor, POV Speakerman notices a photograph that we have already seen before, depicting the Secret Agent, the former leader of Alpha Hills, and other scientists. After that, POV Speakerman gives the portrait to Detective Cameraman, while he himself looks at a strange diagram drawn on the board. And this is probably the most interesting part of this episode. There is a secret code hidden here, and if we translate it, we get the phrase, "Jeffrey knows too much." Jeffrey is the TV man from the teleportation dimension. Then the Secret Agent connects in the form of a hologram and says that, "You are the master key," and that this is no coincidence. He goes on to say that the cameraman must finish what he was unable to complete. Next, we are shown a machine that combines 3 powers. If all the powers are combined, the outcome of the battle can be decided. Most likely, we are talking about Auraz energy. Cameraman, blue; Speakerman, red. And Lucky Cameraman are like a spark that will use this weapon. But note that they forgot to mention TV Man energy. Next, the Astro Hunter bursts in, and it's better to skip this part quickly, as the Hunter is too tired today. Then he steals the Lucky camera and leaves. That's how the prequel turned out. Well, we're waiting for episode 80. Bye!